My name is Alan Kelly. This is my final project for cs50x. It's a game project written in C# on the XNA Visual Studio library. I've built many different classes for this game. I'm going to run through quickly the main two classes, which is the X-Wing class and the TIE class. X-Wing is the hero of the game, which you would control using the keyboard. You can see we have the initializers here, setting the initial health, whether or not the X-Wing can shoot, whether it's alive or not. Here we have the constructor of the actual X-Wing itself, which is used in the Game 1 CS class after we call it. The movement of the X-Wing itself. Basically what happens is if the health is greater than 0, and A key is pressed, for example, the X-Wing will move slightly to the left. Basically, the sprite gets drawn again on the left-hand side. Moving further down, we have the projectile, which would be the laser that shoots when you press the space bar. That gets drawn. Moving further down, we have the actual draw method when it actually you draw the X-Wing, which is called in the Game 1 class. The TIE class quite similar. We have the different field constructors, we have the properties of the class, again, whether or not it gets drawn active again, the location where it is initially drawn, more collision, the speed of the TIE fighter, depending they vary in speed depending on which one is drawn. Again, we have the constructors again, fire delay, so it's not constantly firing. The Game 1 class itself, we'll scroll up to the top, we have the initial loading of the list of ties, calling of the X-Wing class, the constructor here. Different sprites that get loaded in for the different lasers shots for the either TIE fighter or X-Wing, which is we have over here. Whether or not obviously the game is over is a Boolean variable here. Within the load content, I'll run through that one quickly. Here we load in the background, which is a space background, game over, the different sounds when the TIE fighter is spawn or shooting, different damage, the font for the score, then the different sprites are actually loaded in here. Here we actually load in the X-Wing and the constructor of it, the position of it, where it spawns in, the sounds, and here we have the health and the score string, which appear in the top left hand corner of the game. The update method runs through movement, loading of the ties, the projectiles, and explosions when the TIE fighters get hit. The final method we're going to look at is the draw method, and this is where everything actually gets drawn within the game itself. You'll see if the game is over, or if the game is not over, or is over, then the X-Wing will draw. All the different TIE fighters will draw, the explosions will draw, and if the game is over, then the game over menu will appear. Here we draw the score and the health left of the X-Wing. We have different methods. Here is a method to actually draw the TIE fighter itself, or to spawn the TIE fighter. If it gets killed, a new one will get added into the game. We have the location, the speed, velocity, everything here, and in here it gets actually added to the list of TIE fighters, and obviously removed from the list when the TIE fighter is destroyed. True. The final part, we'll just run through the actual game itself. It was recorded using Camtasia Studio. Unfortunately, it does come out looking a bit choppy on the video, but it is quite smooth when you're actually playing it here. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this short presentation. Thank you for the course. It was an excellent course. Very much enjoyed it.